The actual Trump threat to Ukraine. Use the share button at the top or side of articles to share. Copying articles for sharing violates FT.com T&Cs and copyright policy. For more rights, email licensing@ft.com. The gift article service lets subscribers distribute 10 to 20 articles every month. Visit https://www.ft.com/tour for details. https://www.footcom/content/321b7540cbd7482288612f2cb940dfb. What might Trump mean for Ukraine? A prospective armaments cutoff in exchange for Russian annexation of Ukrainian territory is a common source of betrayal rumors. The main issues are territory and weapons. Ukrainian neutrality, a lesser discussed issue, is becoming important. In a June New York Times interview, Trump running mate Senator J.D. Vance supported a neutral Ukraine. Vance stated that he would ensure Kiev's independence and neutrality. Russians view neutrality as essential. Initially, a neutral Ukraine seems appealing. Finland and Austria were Cold War neutrals. Both countries remained democratic and non-Soviet. The Biden administration doubts Vladimir Putin's desire for a neutral Ukraine will stop there. USA National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told me last week, "It's apparent that Russia wants a neutered Ukraine that cannot defend itself. He wants Ukraine's subjugation. We won't allow that." Russian peace proposals in 2022, early in the conflict, showed its desire to neuter Ukraine. They suggested Ukraine not join NATO and shrink its army to 85,000 men and limiting its tanks. One senior Ukrainian official recalls, "They wanted us to deposit our weapons in storage they would guard." For complete foreign policy veto. Russia appears to be sticking to its maximalist demands. Ukrainians know that adopting Putin's offers would irrevocably put them at Moscow's hands. The neutrality debate is still interesting because it illuminates hidden arguments about how to resolve the Ukraine war. The crucial and emotional issue of territory still dominates public discourse. Russia insists that Ukraine must evacuate troops and reach an international agreement that Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia are Russian territory. Ukraine demands full territorial restoration, including Crimea. US and EU allies said they will back Ukraine as long as it takes without imposing peace terms. Wars are unpredictable, thus Ukraine or Russia might win the war. Current conditions make it improbable that Kiev can retake all its territory by force. The Ukrainians and their key Western allies know this, but they won't say. Although not yet majority, Ukrainians are supporting territorial compromises for peace. Though real, Ukraine's reluctance to make territorial concessions is hardly the largest peace impediment. Russia would demand a deal that subjugated the 80% of Ukraine it did not control. The Ukrainians need guarantees that Russia won't rearm and retaliate after a peace deal. Kiev cannot discuss borders or territory until they obtain that. Security guarantees for Ukraine are crucial to future peace discussions. Kiev believes Ukraine must join NATO to receive its collective security guarantee. The latest NATO summit declared Ukraine's future is in NATO. However, this will only happen when allies agree and conditions are met. Adding Ukraine to NATO while Russia occupies some of its land is difficult. Cold War West Germany may be a model. The stationing of large U.S. troops in West Germany supported West German NATO membership. There's no certainty Congress will authorize U.S. soldiers in Ukraine. A powerful idea in Washington is the Israel option, also called the Porcupine option, which would avoid a formal treaty commitment to defend Ukraine and instead build Ukraine up with advanced Western military aid to deter future Russian aggression. Russia wants a neutered Ukraine, so even the Porcupine option fails. Moscow's stance may change. Russian army are losing over 1,000 per day. Putin appears to be awaiting U.S. events. The Biden administration won't neuter Ukraine. A Trump-Vance administration could. Putin has every reason to fight as long as the U.S. election remains uncertain.